Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another random crossover podcast episode that I've been doing. And I was reaching out to a lot of people, and Keith came through. Mightykeef.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
It's good to have you here. I occasionally see you pop up on the timeline now and then.
Yeah.
Arguing, making points, whatever. But
sorry y'all got to see that. Sorry y'all got to see that.
But you have fun with it. You have like the comedy skits and stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's a good time. I like checking them out. Get some levity in the situation at times.
Thank you. Yeah.
A couple minutes here and there for the skits, and it's fun. It's fun.
Thank you. Yeah. Because a lot of times there can be some doom and gloom around. So
I should ask because whenever I talk with people, I always have to check which generation they are, because I'm starting to realize I'm just getting old, and that's just the way it is.
Like I'm an old man as well, millennial right here.
Yeah. Okay, so
mid-30s.
Yeah, well, I see like your comedy sketches and stuff, and I do think back to like when I was growing up and we were watching like Chappelle Show and stuff like that. Like a lot of that kind of time period for comedy. Yeah. And I think of like the early Newgrounds days, and
I remember that.
That's kind of where I'm like thinking with your like the comedy and the sketches you do, where a lot of your inspiration I figure comes from like that time period.
Yeah, a lot of Chappelle Show, a lot of Family Guy. When it comes to like I guess comedic timing that I try to do, not always, not everything right, because I always try to have my own like organic comedy. What's some other inspirations when it comes to comedy, dude? There's so much, bro. I'm not gonna lie, there's some old Nickelodeon shows that I still remember as hilarious, bro. SpongeBob was hilarious to me. When I remember SpongeBob being hilarious as a kid, which is crazy because it's not really like that for real. But I remember watching Ren and Stimpy, which was like not something we were supposed to watch. It was not something we were supposed to watch, but yeah, Ed and Eddie. But yeah, a lot of Chappelle Show, a lot of Family Guy mostly.
Yeah, I had older cousins that would watch a lot of the old MTV stuff.
Oh,
so
Lord.
Like Celebrity Deathmatch and
South Park,
and Beavis and Butthead, and then South Park would come up occasionally, and all these things were dressed up to be kind of like almost for kids, but obviously not quite. So you could almost get away with it until they yelled some kind of swear word or something. The parents were like, "What are you watching?"
Exactly. They just walk in.
Yeah, those are good times. Different times, man. I'm telling you, the way I see on like the social media, they would lose it the early 2000s with some of the stuff people were saying.
Yeah, some things are crazy, and honestly, like I have to hold back from a lot of things that I do want to say, or some like I guess creative ventures that I want to do, because YouTube itself is just going to be like, nah, you can't do that. Before right now I have like a person like on YouTube, so I get a little bit more leeway to do stuff that I want to, but like as a younger creator, or a creator just like getting established, a lot of times you'll have AI that's just going to stop your stuff, whether when you do curse words or just do anything. You'll make less money, it'll be a lot of hit, it takes away a lot of creativity that you want to do otherwise, but
yeah, that's tough line. That's a tough like tightrope, I'm sure, to walk for YouTube, because it's like, are they gonna, because I'm sure there are people that would make videos that would like remember the Adpocalypse and all that stuff.
Yeah, dude.
And there are plenty of people who are like, we can just get rid of that channel or that video that calls
exactly.
Like, sacrifice the one for the many kind of thing.
Many, exactly. And you don't want to be that one, right? You don't want to be that one that gets sacrificed. So it's better to just try something else. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of times where I'll say something that's more PG, right? Just to make sure, like, my channel's good, or I don't have any issues. I don't have to walk back a copyright strike or anything, or any type of like they like to slap that plus 18 up there or anything. Yeah. Now, obviously, like, I'm not going to say anything problematic, but, something a little bit more funny, right? That, YouTube probably wouldn't allow all the time.
See, I tend to find the comedy where a person can like actually like really make people laugh without having to necessarily throw a like shocking words or cursing.
Exactly.
To me, that's just that feels almost like there's just more there's more thought involved with that, but it
Yeah.
almost feels like it's just more difficult, so it's more appreciated when you see someone really figure it out, whether it's timing or like the jump cut with the sound effect, whatever that makes it work.
Yeah.
And I see that a lot for you, where you jump around between cuts and the timing. So that's a lot of fun, when those hit.
Yeah, it definitely is harder, but it also kind of activates like that part of your brain more, of like how to kind of put the puzzles pieces together where you can still get your point across without being like super, like, I don't know, flamboyant with your words, or just crazy stuff that just for shock value, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's still fun. Right, it's still fun.
Well, we talked about trying to set this up for timing like days ago, and I swear I did not mean to have it set up when everything just hits all at once.
Bro.
The last 24 hours.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, we'll have to go around and find stuff to talk about. Now it's like, man, there's like a lot of stuff happening right now.
Yeah.
Like we saw, like, for example, Nintendo, like the Super Mario movie's coming up, the Galaxy movie next week. And I'm gonna take the kids, and we're gonna, I'll go see it, and it'll be a lot of fun, because the first one was, I don't know, people go out to these things sometimes, they're like, this better be an Oscar winning performance for this. And it's like, I go out to these things, it's like, yeah, I got the popcorn, the kids come out, we just have fun seeing it. I'm not expecting, something crazy with that. But it was a lot of fun. And now here we go with Mario Galaxy movie. And I was going into thinking, okay, it's gonna be kind of, it's gonna be, I think, better, because the visuals, I'm sure, will be awesome on screen. Galaxy themed, Yoshi's in it. Man, they just decided, you know what, we're just gonna tell people Fox McCloud's in this thing.
Brother, yeah, that's insane. I am in the camp that I think that it would be really crazy to have it as a secret. There was a trailer that they showed a snippet of Fox's leg, and I was like, bro, is that like, am I going crazy? That's Fox. And then I see everyone else going around talking about it, and then there was people who said no, it wasn't. Then it was. And I'm like, bro, are they going to announce Fox is in this movie before we even get to see the movie? And then lo and behold, they did it. So my hope is that there's actually a even bigger surprise, something, in the background, right? Like something at the very end, and Fox is just the person to get more people into the seats for right now.
I was kind of thinking like the idea of the people have kicked around the Smash Brothers, of the Final Destination being, oh, we're gonna make a Smash Brothers movie. You think that's maybe we're going through the galaxy and they're seeing different dimensions ripple open, and you see like Little Mac over here and Punch Out universe, and like you're seeing all these different characters, and it leads up to, oh, maybe the next thing will be everyone comes together, big collaboration for Nintendo. Because the thing that with this is, man, all of a sudden it's Star Fox everything. There's Nate dropped the news today that there's a Star Fox game.
I heard about that.
We're gonna see in April. They're gonna reveal it, and then it's coming out in the summertime.
Oh, I didn't know about that. I didn't. Yep. I heard it was coming out this year. I didn't know anything about a reveal in April. I remember seeing that he said a direct in June, and then we're supposed to get it in summer. And I was like, oh, what? But I keep forgetting. Like, I guess my brain is so used to like school year, right? Where it's like, oh, May starts summer, where, when you're out of school, but really that's not true. That's when spring starts. And I think it's like the end of June is when summer officially starts. So that makes sense. And I guess, But in my head, I was like, how they can have a Nintendo Direct in the summer and then say the game is coming out in the summer? That's what?
So I would assume they're just gonna, like how we had Fox just randomly they just tweeted it out. Hey, Fox is in the movie. Yeah. I think we're gonna all of a sudden randomly wake up one day and they're like, hey, new Star Fox game coming up.
So insane though, man. Dang. Are we that old that Fox is like one of those things you shadow drop now? I feel like that used to be like something where it's like, oh, bro, that's huge. That's Fox McCloud.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about the introduction now. So you got to go back quite a ways to find a good Star Fox game. Star Fox Zero just didn't really do much for people on the Wii U, obviously.
Yeah.
You got to go back to the GameCube days to find a Fox game, a Star Fox game. And so this is kind of a reintroduction, I feel like, for a character with the movie. And man, that's a way you do it, because there's gonna be a lot of younger kids who are going to see this movie. And I'll call it now. Fox is going to be the cool character they come away with. They got Glenn Powell, who's going to be the voice for this.
He's a good actor.
what? This is so he's gonna be it'll be the cool character that people come away from the movie with, and then they're gonna hit everyone with the game probably a few weeks later. Just announce it.
Ooh, when is the movie supposed to come out? Oh, next week, right?
Next week, yeah. So I'll see it probably. I think next weekend is when I'm gonna see it.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting that. I think Fox will have a decent role in the movie, and he'll be like that character that everyone's like, all right, that dude was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I said if Falco's in the movie, I'm just gonna lose it, bro. That's gonna be insane. But I think
that's a good point. I don't know how they're gonna do his crew.
I think that if they do something like that, like I would love a Star Fox movie. I think Star Fox is has a good universe to actually have a movie. With the character, it would almost be kind of like a Guardians Galaxy kind of vibe. I think.
Oh, it would be. That's right.
I feel like they could definitely make it like a Guardians Galaxy type vibe. With like Andros being the big bad or something. I don't know. We'll see. That would actually be pretty sick though.
I'd like to see Nintendo. They do their big movies. They have Mario, Zelda's coming up in 2027. I wouldn't mind Star Fox being that, hey, let's see what happens if we license this and have it made with Amazon or we go to Max or we go to Netflix. Because man, the Star Fox universe, I feel like if you spread that out over the course of 8 to 10 episodes, I think would be a lot of fun because they could do character specific episodes. They could show a whole backstory for Fox that interlinks everything. I think there's so much lore they can explore in the Star Fox universe and tie it all together. And then he finds his way into another movie down the line, and it's like how Marvel's built up their MCU, and they've done it by way of movies, but then also their streaming service on Disney Plus. I kind of think Nintendo could do something very similar at this point.
They could. They can go into the backstory of Fox's dad too, because I think Fox's dad was a pilot as well. So there's a lot they could do with that. Star Fox was so good, man. I played Star Fox 64 to an endless degree.
Oh yeah,
and I know a lot of people didn't really. Well, I don't know how everyone felt, but I know when it came to Star Fox Adventure, people were just like, "Oh, it's just Zelda," But I enjoyed it. I actually love that game.
I liked it on the GameCube. It looked really good when it came out. Like visually speaking, it was super impressive, and we didn't really know it then because we're a bit younger, but turns out, it wasn't an actual Star Fox game. They just put Star Fox on top of it.
That's insane. But
Star Fox Assault I thought was pretty cool, but then they kind of lost sight of things, and Star Fox on the Wii U wasn't very good. Got beaten down kind of, but now maybe they're coming back a bit here. They're like, we can kind of reintroduce Star Fox all over again, and I'm excited for it, man. I'm ready for this.
I am too. If they could do something to what's the guy? The dude Nate said something about it being a classic style. If they could reintroduce Star Fox and kind of have it in the same, I don't know, like hype that the new DK did, because the new DK game was amazing. I actually love that game. That would be incredible. That'd be incredible. But the thing is, I'm sorry.
I kind of thought it would have been cool. And he says the traditional. I almost wonder if there's 2 modes, because Nintendo likes to come up with, let's figure out what some kind of gameplay twist is, and then we'll build the game around it. And I almost wonder if the twist could be the faster storage for the Switch 2 allows you to go from planet side to space immediately. Like it's just seamless. So you have like areas in space that affect areas on the ground level, and they go back and forth. But I guess if it's more traditional, it'll be just on rails level by level. But I was thinking that would have been kind of cool for Star Fox. They did it with Assault a little bit, but they kind of just a little bit like touched on it. That seems like that'd be like next level.
Now, do you make it a Switch 2 exclusive or not?
I think you kind of have to. I think Nintendo's like, hey, we're going Switch 2 at this point. We got to sell these things. So that's the hype level.
Yeah. I just feel like I agree that obviously Nintendo's like, listen, we're trying to do Switch 2. I feel like if they made it a Switch 1 game as well, though, it would just have so many different people in there, because there's so many people who, have not gotten a Switch 2 yet. What I would like is what I would love to see the most is if they did something where it was Switch 1 and like a Switch 2 edition. You know what I mean? Where it was like, the gameplay is faster, more FPS, better visuals, but it still was kind of like a Switch game, I guess, just so that everybody could play it, bro. But at the same time, yeah, I just don't know if that's what Nintendo wants to do. I think they are trying to push the Switch too.
Yeah, they got Tamagotchi Life next month or in April.
Is that a 1 or 2 game?
That's both. It'll be on both Switch 1 and Switch 2. Then they have Rhythm Heaven that'll be Switch 1 and Switch 2. That's the following month. And then there's word that there might be a Switch sports game this year. And I'm kind of thinking that might be Switch 1 and Switch 2. So they're still going to play around with cross-gen. I feel like, though, if they have their heavy hitter and they got a newer gameplay style with the technology they have with the Switch 2, they should just go for it. Like, hey, if you got an idea like DK Bonanza, go for it. It'll sell over time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You could not put DK Bonanza on the Switch 1. I don't think it works.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty interested in Nintendo's 2026 all of a sudden. There's a lot hitting. Ocarina of Time remake is being talked about now.
I think that Ocarina, that one was really good. I don't think I ever beat that one. That was for the 3DS, or was it?
Well, they had so they had Ocarina of Time on the N64. Then they did the remake, put on the 3DS, and now they're doing a remake here. It sounds like for the Switch 2. But that for a lot of people, that is their favorite Zelda game. It's the highest rated one. I think it's still the highest rated game ever on Metacritic, for example. Yeah. And for me, I like Link to the Past. That was my favorite one. But Ocarina of Time was that N64. Like, whoa, this is serious stuff. You know, I look at this game.
Yeah. I remember seeing it for the N64. My friend had it. I never got it for the N64. I think my first time playing it was on the 3DS. Okay. Was Majora's Mask on 64?
That was 64. They also did that on 3DS as well.
Okay. I think I played Majora's Mask on 64. But my favorite is Breath of the Wild. I just, and that's not only, for a long time, it wasn't only my favorite Zelda, it was my favorite game. There's something about Breath of the Wild that just was like, well, okay, Final Fantasy X is always going to be my number 0, right? That's just always going to be at the top of everything. But like, if you know, it's like 0 and then 1 through 10 or whatever, right?
God, wait, hold on, 10 over 7, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
I'm a huge 10 advocate. I like 7. I just enjoyed 10's story the more. Do
you like the setting in 10 a lot? The tropical setting?
I love.
That was very early PS2 there with that look.
They were trying to flex those water graphics all the time. Yeah, I love Sin. I love the idea of just the philosophy behind Sin and how it connected all the humans, just all people. I loved the characters, bro. I loved the plot twist at the end. That was such a good movie.
It's a good one. That's a good one.
But when it comes to Breath of the Wild, that was like my number 1 game because it came around a time. This is like before I did YouTube or anything. Well, okay, before I left my job to do YouTube for real. It was like 2017, right?
Yeah, it came out in March 2017.
Yeah, I was in a really bad place, and I genuinely had one game I would play like per year. I would play Super Smash Brothers, and then I would allow myself to buy just one other game. Right. And have that like a year. And for that year, dude, I played Breath of the Wild like for months. I just played it, beat the hell out of it. Then I just redid everything. And I don't know. It was during a time where it was just not having a great time without getting too crazy into details. But that game, dude, I lost myself in that game.
It was just the sense of discovery.
Yeah, it was the exploration. It was just the ability to kind of just be like, "Hey, go kill Ganon." And it was like you decide how you do that, right? It's like you can go here, you can go to whatever guardians you want, you can go do this, and it felt like felt like you did dungeons, right? You did puzzles, and that kind of kept your brain thinking. And then when your brain's thinking about the puzzles, it's not thinking about anything else. But the world itself felt like a puzzle. It felt like, okay, you put here's the overall picture, right? The question is, how do you beat Ganon? And then you go and answer the question the way you want to. And that itself felt like a puzzle. So I don't know, the whole game was just amazing to me.
Did you get it? You got it on the Switch when it came out? Like you got the Switch on that?
I actually got it on the Wii U.
Oh, really?
Here's the thing. Yeah. So I was like in a very just bad financial space at that time. I was in between jobs and I was actually staying with a friend on his couch. Very bad situation. And literally he had a Wii U. I went and bought Breath of the Wild for the Wii U. He didn't even have a Switch. And I played it on the Wii U and had the time of my life. I actually didn't get a Switch until like maybe 2019.
Okay.
When did Smash Ultimate get on?
That was like right at the end of 2018 is when Smash Ultimate came out. Yeah.
So I probably got it. Then I must have had it in probably at the end of 2018. Then 2019 is when I actually first got a Switch. But yeah, dude, that game was so amazing. And then going to find, you could find like different outfits. And then I think I spent hours just looking for the Sheik outfit. It was like he had like a Sheik outfit that was really cool. And then, just, I don't know, it was just the freedom of that game.
Yeah, well, I'd say that because it was like one of those aha moments for the Switch One when you realize, oh, this game's portable. And I will say, when you actually took it out of the dock and looked at it, you're like, how is this a thing? It was like that.
Yeah.
But I did some of the events before the Switch One came out, and so you'd go there, and they would have lines set up for different games, and the line for Breath of the Wild was just out the door. Like no one cared about Street Fighter or One Piece Switch or whatever. They were like, no, we got to see Breath of the Wild, and it was a whole thing just to get time on that.
Unfortunately, Street Fighter V was just not good. It was just terrible. I'm sorry. I know it was just not good. I'm a Capcom shill. I love Capcom, but that game was terrible. 6 is so much better. Okay. I am very happy with 6. But yeah, I could imagine everyone just flocked to Zelda.
Everyone wanted to play Breath of the Wild. That was the big game. Yeah. But the game that also a lot of discovery, and I've seen this ever, Crimson Desert. How's the Crimson Desert gameplay going over there?
Oh man, it is really good. I actually just made a skit about it yesterday. It is the worst, best game I've ever
that's exactly how I describe it. I feel like everyone's starting to describe it. It's like, because I will say the first like 6 hours ish, kind of painful.
Yeah,
painful.
It doesn't get. I know people were like, no, I got to get it hour 1. It does not get good until. It doesn't get really good until like chapter 3, where you can start to get your gray mains and your camp and stuff like that. That's when it's like, ooh, more mechanics and more people, and then the different playable character and stuff like that. That's not a spoiler, by the way, because you see it. They kind of.
Did you think it was funny how they introduce her? They just walk up. Here's this person.
And
they just walk away.
Here you go. Okay, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's your problem now.
Oh my god. Great. Yeah, it's so funny because there's so much fun stuff to do in the game, and then there's just so much bad. It's almost like, who designed this game? Like, is this their first time ever designing a game? But it's not. They made Black Desert, which is a fun game. I played probably about 40 to 50 hours of Black Desert.
Oh, really? Online. Is it any good?
Yeah, which actually is very small in comparison to what you would play generally on an MMO. Like for World of Warcraft, I'm sure I have thousands of hours of that. But Black Desert came out at a time, it was only like $20. And I was like, yeah, why not? And it was the only MMO where you could have like action combat. Because usually on World of Warcraft, or when I played like Guild Wars, or most MMOs, right? It's kind of like you click a button, has a cooldown, then you go through your little rotation, blah, 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 blah. But with Black Desert, it was like, you could just do all these cool combos, and it was flashy action combat.
It's very action-oriented.
And I was like, yeah, this is it. Oh. It was very grindy, though. It was very grindy. And it legitimately feels like they just put all of that into a single-player game. They were just like, why not? Let's just throw all of that into a single-player game. Like the fetch quest, having to clean someone's chimney, having to get a cat off the house.
And then you meet God.
Brother. Yeah, exactly. It's like, all right, in the world, it's all literally feels like just an MMO in a single player game.
Yeah, I'm on chapter 7 right now.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm going to try to mainline some of this thing. And it's still, there was one, there's one I just did where it reminded me about how annoyed I am with the game. Yeah. And it is like a massive battlefield, and you got to go through different parts and liberate. But I think I ended up killing 2,000 different soldiers to go through it.
Oh, my God.
But it took forever. And you die because you start running out of food. And it was, It was kind of ridiculous. And I think that was all of chapter 6 was this one encampment that you have to go through.
I'm at 5 right now because I deviated from the quest and just started looking for rare armor and stuff.
Oh yeah, you're gonna find all kinds
I was like, all right. I went like almost on the other. I found myself in like the mountainous area, right? Where I'm getting the Breath of the Wild vibes, where it's like, oh well, you don't have the proper clothes for this, right? So your stamina is getting drained too much because it's way too cold. And oh look, a campfire, so you can warm yourself up near the campfire and stuff like that. I know that's not like a Breath of the Wild specific thing, but it's hilarious because clearly
it's what you think of. It's where your mind goes. So.
They got a lot of inspiration from Breath of the Wild. But yeah, I went and found some crazy armor and stuff like that. I read a tweet today by a streamer that said that he believes that the weapons are, what's the word he used? They don't scale. So it's like you can 50 hours into the game, you could find a weapon and it's going to be like the same stats as your starting weapon. And I was like, what? I don't think so, because you can definitely like reforge stuff and stuff like that. Like I've definitely found weapons that are higher. So I don't know. Maybe he meant something different. I forgot his name. Some Dan's Gaming. I forgot his name. But he's a big Twitch streamer. But I
got a sword that shoots crows out.
Get out of here. That sounds crazy.
Yeah, there's some pretty cool bosses in there that you'll find.
God. I saw somebody use a fan and just destroy 50 people in a row. Yeah. And I was like, now we're playing Dynasty Warriors. Like it's not even Crimson Desert anymore. It's like, what is this game, brother? Yeah,
when you go to the next chapter and you'll see Dynasty Warriors. You'll see where you are. But that's the thing. I see people who are like almost 200 hours in, they're still trying to beat the game because they just keep looking around and finding something else to do. So hey, from a standpoint of there's a lot to do in the game. I think they got there for the $70. Yeah. The controls are just such a sticking point. It's so hard to recommend because it's so terrible. Weird.
They're genuinely terrible. And people will try to gaslight you and be like, no, you just got to learn it. I've learned it and they're terrible. Learning it will not stop them from being terrible. It's not going to stop them from being uncomfortable to use and whatnot. And here's the thing. All they have to do is just let you remap the buttons. That's it.
I think it's just because there's so many weird combinations to do things that they're like, if you remap this, they're going to make you hold triangle and L3 or something at the same time to do something. God. It's all over the place with this.
Yeah. I don't know what it's like with the newest PlayStation controller, but I do know the newest Xbox controller. Mm-hmm. I forgot what the name of it is. It allows you to map buttons without the game actually allowing you to do it. Yep. And so you could put 2 buttons to one ability. My boy got Crimson Desert on his laptop, and he showed me his Xbox that he got. Xbox is like a $200 controller, something crazy.
Well, they have like the Elite controller for the Xbox. Yeah, I know on the PS5 I have the Edge controller, and you can remap it.
I need to get that. Buttons. I need to get that immediately. I might just order it off Amazon right now because it's insane. He said you can. I don't know how it is for the PlayStation, for the Edge, but for that Xbox controller he has, the Elite, he said you could map like 2 buttons to one move or something like that. I was like, what? That sounds crazy. So who knows? I might get that.
Yeah, that's the Crimson Desert special right there. So this is that. But I mean, it's gonna be a long haul to beat this game, so I'm gonna be playing it forever, I guess. But I was trying to mainline it, and I'm at chapter. Apparently, I'm not even halfway through the game, even trying to mainline it. So,
are you a guy who platinums a lot of stuff? Do you like to platinum stuff?
Not really. No, I started recently doing more because Radic was like, "You got to platinum more games." Like, all right, fine. So I platinumed. I got the platinum in Neo 3.
Nice.
And then I got the platinum in the mini shooting game, the one if you've ever seen this game, really cool game by the way. It's kind of like a top-down Zelda adventure game, but it's a bullet shooter. So it's a twin stick shooter. And it was really, really cool. And I had never heard of it. Apparently it dropped on PC a year ago, but they showed it off in a recent like indie world. And I looked at it, I said, that actually looks pretty fun. And it was like 14 hours to platinum. So if you don't even do that, it's probably like a 10-hour game. And it was $16.
Oh, sure. No, I never heard of that. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I started trying to do some platinums for stuff, but I'm like, oh my God, some of this stuff is so tedious. And you just got to play the game again because it's hard to really platinum a game in the first go around. But I I pray for the person who wants the platinum Crimson Desert. I genuinely don't even know how
the trophy. If you look at the trophy list, those are obscure. Like what they say. Usually it's like, hey, just do 10 times or something. It's like a riddle. It's like they write a poem to explain the trophy. I'm like, what? Just tell me what I need to do.
Yeah,
what is this?
No, that's insane.
So check this out, right? I've last night I was talking to Ryan on Click R3 about PlayStation pricing because there's a rumor going around that the prices might go up in Europe. And I was like, let's just for a moment pretend like it's going to be a thing and talk about it. And when you know it, this morning, prices go up. Prices go up.
Is it for everyone or just us? I thought it's
for everyone. It's across the board. They put out a blog post and it's not even a little bit. It's
$100-something, right?
Yeah, so it's $100 for the slim, and then the slim with the disk drive. So there's a digital and a disk drive based one, and then the PS5 Pro went up $150. So the base PS5 no disk drive, so digital is $600 now.
That's ridiculous.
With the disk drive at $650, and then the Pro no disk drive is $900.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
So put a disk drive on, it's $980.
Yeah. I like at that point, bro. Yeah, it's like, brother, the whole point of consoles is supposed to be like, hey, you plug and play, and it's supposed to be more affordable than if lugging around this, big gaming machine with a 5090 in it or something like that, brother. But you getting it's $900 plus tax. You probably getting $1,000 for a PS5 Pro. That's ridiculous. Like for literally $400-$500 more, you could just get a very good gaming laptop. My laptop has a 590 Ti in it. Granted, I got it around holiday where they were, cutting stuff down price, but my laptop has a 590 Ti and a pretty good processor and a terabyte of space. And I think I paid like $1,500 for that thing.
Right.
And it's like, bro, you're charging a PS5 Pro.
Yeah. So with the pricing like this now, $900 for the PS5 Pro. The idea is, Sony's going to attempt apparently a PS6 in 2027 holiday, and now everyone's trying to figure out how the pricing is going to work for this.
Listen, I can't even. Here's the thing. Usually, I'd be like, hey, this is greed. It really is. Nintendo does it, or if Xbox does it, or if PlayStation Lite is greed. But now I have no idea what's going on. The world is going crazy when it comes to money in the first place because of, obviously events that are happening currently. In addition to tariffs, in addition to like a lot of what's it called?
The AI boom is going on.
That's what I meant. I know that the data centers, I think they're starting to pull back on that. But I do know that the AI has influenced RAM to go up a lot, and I'm even worried about the Steam machine now, bro. They were supposed to launch that in March, and now they're like, well, I don't know. So now I don't even know if it is Sony's fault since everyone else is getting hit by stuff. You know what I mean?
It's just the market.
Yeah. And that's bad, because if it was just Sony being greedy, I'd be like, well, screw you, we got other options. But if everything goes up, then it's like, well, this is just bad for everything.
Yeah, so you're seeing laptops now because of these prices shipping with 8 gigabytes of RAM. Like we just had the MacBook Neo come out. That's $600, 8 gigabytes of RAM. And I think that's going to be a lot of the trend now. Or computers, laptops, they're just going to have less RAM than they originally planned. Yeah. And so when I think about the PS5 Pro, while it has the 16 gigabytes of RAM, I think there's extra on top of that just for the system itself. But then 2 terabytes for the SSD, that's costly. So I'm thinking about the PS6 and the rumored specifications around that now, where it's like 30 gigabytes of DDR7 or something. I don't know how it's going to be possible for them to make this approachable for most people at this time.
No, right now, they cannot. There's no way that's under $1,000. Like, it's just no way.
That's the issue. It's like, man, how do they make this thing work in an environment where people are expecting it to be $500 to $600 when it comes out?
No. PlayStation 5 currently is like a Pro is $900 to $1,000. There's no way a 6 is going to be anything less than that. I'm gonna be honest, it should not come out right now. I don't think we should see a PlayStation 6 until 2028, maybe 2029, bro. We still need to fix the library of the 5, because there's so much stuff that's just being skipped, man. So there's so many PlayStation exclusives that they're just not Like we haven't gotten Infamous, no Jack and Dexter, no what's it called, Sly Cooper.
Yeah,
I mean,
they shelved all that
Resistance.
stuff. They're going for like
I don't understand it. Just
they did
live
Ghost of
service.
Yote, which Ghost of Yote was fun. I enjoyed it.
Actually, I enjoyed Ghost of Yote.
It's like 50 hours in that to finish it.
Yeah.
And it was good. But you know, I am looking at, as you mentioned, some of their back catalog because they have like Xeros coming up next month. Intergalactic.
I hope that's good. Yeah.
We think next year.
Oh, yeah,
Marvel Tokon, that's coming up at the end, towards the end of this year, which will be cool. And Wolverine, of course, will be awesome, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it seems like Sony pulling away from PC, pulling away from mobile, putting the focus on the console. That may be kind of expensive.
That's a crazy decision. I'm gonna be honest. I've never heard of someone going into the PC market and just being like, oh yeah, never mind. I would always assume going into PC is just gonna make you more money, but I guess it doesn't.
I'm sure it made them some more money, but probably not enough for them to be like, this is worth dealing with.
Yeah.
Because some of those ports came out and they weren't great. And
Last of Us was terrible. The first
one.
You
could say that's Sony, you know, not putting enough into it. Or I also think that just in general, they're looking at this as we need to sell our system now. And if that system's going to be expensive, yeah, you're going to need exclusive games. But then it's like the budgets of games, 300 million plus, according to like Jason Schreier recently kicking that around. And then potentially a system coming up that is boutique in nature and its price. Man, the math eventually just doesn't work out.
No. You're saying he said to make a PlayStation game, it's about $300 million?
So he was saying that he was talking with developers and stuff recently. Of course, they had like GDC had happened, some other conferences, and the numbers that were getting thrown around were on average north of $300 million to make a AAA game.
That's not sustainable at all, man. I'm gonna be honest. That's not sustainable. When they said, what's it called? Spider-Man 2, I think was like 300 million or something like that, right? Now
Spider-Man 2 was expensive.
You can definitely see the money in there because of just, I mean, it looks beautiful and the whole big world that you can kind of instantly travel to, you know, from each character. But I would, bro, you don't need to put $300 million in a video game, bro. It's just not necessary. It's just not.
Yeah, because if it's 300 million, you're gonna have to sell 5-6 million copies to break even. They probably could have taken that 300 million and put it into some kind of CD or high yield account and just made more money that way.
Yeah, that's just not. I don't know. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, so that's the tough part. Spider-Man, the pricing on that's going to get more expensive because they have to license it from they license that from Disney because Sony has the movie rights, but not the character rights for video games.
Oh, you're
so
right.
While the movie coming up is going to do really well, clearly we see the numbers for it. To me, that's only going to then raise the asking price for Disney to Sony.
Probably.
Sony making the movie is like, yeah, we're going to make this awesome movie. It's going to do really well. Oh yeah. Also the price of Spider-Man goes up because of that awareness continues.
Yeah. Unless Disney finessed them and had like a contract already with numbers already in place, maybe, who knows? This reminds me of a talk I had with a friend who had some very insider knowledge about Disney and Kingdom Hearts. I don't want to misquote him, but I think I remember it had something to do with why Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't have that many like Final Fantasy characters. There's something that Disney did. Sometimes they don't play right. Sometimes they don't play nice with companies.
Disney, I could see being pretty difficult to deal with. There was discussion back with any of the Star Wars games that were happening where Disney had to approve everything down to costume design, lightsaber colors. Yeah. And it was all because it was playing into their big universe they were trying to build out. And I mean, now we know they had all these shows that were in development and merchandise. And it's, I don't even know how you deal with all of that all at once. That's insane.
And I think that also when I think they approached Disney like years before Sora got announced in Smash, and him being the last one was like they just got it, like they just got everything ready for it. Because I don't know if Disney owns Sora, like the IP of Sora, but they do own the like Simple and Clean music and all that stuff like that. So yeah, that was kind of crazy. Disney sometimes does not like to play ball, which is insane because it's like, bro, y'all should have somebody on the ground that's like telling you, hey, if y'all just do this, you will see a huge return because
Right.
this is what people want, right? And then sometimes it's just like, no.
I genuinely think there are many times where we overestimate like an executive's vision. Like, so the DLSS 5 thing obviously happened, and executives thought that looked good.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of them thought they looked good.
So I see that and I go, maybe the executives don't necessarily always know best when they see the stuff. When it's, it's a lot of, not to necessarily point to people's, it's like, 60, 70-year-old like top exec suits that are like, oh wow, this does look better for video games that I don't play.
Exactly. They're like, oh well, improvement. So obviously people like they see it looking different, like shadows improving or whatever. I'm assuming lighting improving. And they're like, oh, well, this must be, everyone must also share this sentiment that it looks good. And it's like, no, brother, this actually looks terrible. I do understand. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, what's interesting is I think that Sony is going to become more reliant on Disney here soon, because what I think is going to happen with Wolverine, and I think this will be kind of an interesting, my theory with it, is it's about to open up to the wider world of like Marvel superheroes and stuff. So I think Wolverine is the bridge to get to X-Men.
Does Fox still own mutants, or does Disney own the mutants now?
I think Disney owns that now, if I'm not mistaken. I think that happened, like they got the deal done and everything. So I think what you're going to see in Wolverine, and one of the big reveals probably ahead of launch will be, they're going to see X-Men in this. And with the leak stuff that came out about Insomniac is on their roadmap, they're going to make an X-Men game.
Oh, I did not know that. I must have forgot about that. I remember them making a Venom game. I didn't really look at the roadmap as much. I think when that stuff got leaked, I didn't know the validity of it, so I didn't pay too much mind to it. Because, you hear about leaks and rumors all the time, and it's hard for me to, like, keep track of what is real and what is just someone saying stuff.
Right.
But I do remember looking at some timeline that had Venom and
I think that might come out next year. Like, I'm thinking that might line up next to the PS6, like a Miles Morales release, PS5, insane. PS6 kind of thing.
That's insane.
For Venom.
Yeah. And then I know Jean Grey is going to be in Wolverine. We saw that.
Yep.
I believe Sabretooth is as well. I don't know what else. I would love to see like Colossus or Gambit, Cyclops.
Gambit,
I would love to see.
Man, Gambit would make for an awesome video game.
Yes, that would actually be insane. Oh my goodness. He'd have like the power to like just put his kinetic energy on anything. Yo, that could be insane. That could actually be insane. The skill tree
for that would be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
So that's what I think is going to happen with Wolverine. The big reveal is it's going to lead to all kinds of X-Men stuff. So that would actually be kind of pretty fun, I think. So I'm looking forward to Wolverine.
That would be really good, and I'm all for it. I do know that there are some Insomniac fans who are like, oh my God, so for the next 10 years, we're just going to get Marvel stuff. We're just going to get this.
I think we'll see at Insomniac is they'll still do Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank, that's what they made.
Yeah. You'll still see that. You'll see them bouncing between. So. Yeah, that was also part of their roadmap, is that there will be another Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank sells decent enough, but it's not like a massive seller. However, I think there's brand awareness and value in that still. Yeah. And I think it's a good way for Sony to appeal to the general audience, because they do make a lot of mature themed games. Yeah. Sometimes it's fun just to play Ratchet and Clank, just blast everything.
Yeah. Their last one was very good.
Oh yeah,
it was very good. I'm actually, and that came out. It was like 5 years ago or something like that. It came out like 2021 or something like that, bro. We should get one this year. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, you know what I mean? It's been 5 years. I don't know how long average game development takes, because obviously, you'll have some games that only really took 3 years to develop. And then you'll have some games that took 10 years to develop. Right. And then we have GTA this year, which is going to be insane.
So GTA 6 is finally a thing. It's coming out at the end of this year, November. Oh, boy. And it's going to be massive, obviously. It's going to move systems. It doesn't matter how much. I feel like that's one of those games where it doesn't matter how much the system costs. People are going to be like, this is that it's becoming almost once in a lifetime thing. I'm buying it. And that's that. And it's going to come out right around Christmas time, when people just, I mean, they'll put it on a credit card. It's going on the card, you know.
GTA 6 is going to be just on PlayStation and Xbox, right? It's not going to have a PC release for
nope. No PC release.
I think a year or two. So, and you know, a lot of people on PC love GTA. So I think that could be like the thing that people buy, because if it comes out to amazing reviews, right? Everyone loves like critic reviews, user reviews, everything's good. The FOMO is going to hit people, man. They've been waiting 15 years. Now they're going to wait another 2 years just for it to come on PC. Nah, they're going to want to play it immediately.
Yeah, I think it's because I think they'll also have their multiplayer aspect ready to go around. I feel like they're going to launch the game and then a month later the multiplayer will come out. And that'll be a huge thing too. But when GTA 5 dropped back in the day on the 360 and the PS3, it was a 97 on Metacritic.
That's insane.
So my expectations are there mid to high 90s for GTA 6. Yeah. So even if it comes in at 88, I'll be like, that feels low.
I both love and hate that it did so good, because you're right. We're all gonna have the expectation, this needs to be a 98 or I'm worried about it. Like if it comes, it's to the point where if it comes in as to a 92, I'm gonna be like, what? I'm gonna still be happy because it's still high, but I'm gonna be like, what? But it really just depends on how we feel, right?
Well,
it just depends on how we feel.
Well, Grand Theft Auto 5 is the third best-selling game of all time, 225 million copies now.
Lord have mercy.
So which does make it the highest rated mature rated game, or highest selling mature rated game, because above that is Minecraft and Tetris. That's your competition.
Oh yeah, you're not beating those. Like it's Minecraft, you're not beating that.
But like you think about that, you go, man, that's what they're trailing. It's like, geez, that game sold ridiculous then.
Yeah, exactly. I still can't believe Tetris is that high up.
Yeah, Tetris is the greatest selling game of all time, 520 million copies.
Does it say like a specific Tetris or just the franchise Tetris?
It's just like I guess because it's been resold so many. I guess Tetris is Tetris. I guess they just count it as just Tetris.
Tetris is like before we were born, so I guess that's.
Tetris a long time ago, man.
Before us, yeah.
Yep, I think 88, right around there.
That was before me.
I remember it I remember actually on the Game Boy, the original brick Game Boys when I first saw it. So
before it got color.
Yep, it's been with me forever. But it's just Grand Theft Auto 5 is that big. There are so many people waiting for GTA 6. It is going to be like that monumental event. You know what I'm kind of hopeful of. It brings back, at least for one night, the midnight release.
Oh, please. That would be amazing. I was just talking to my friend about that like a week ago. I was like, bro, you remember we used to go out? Dude, I remember going out to get Wrath of the Lich King, World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King. And that's like when I still had used CDs for PC. Like, don't do that anymore. I don't even think my computer has a disk drive. I just have everything digital now.
Yeah.
And like, we would go out there for stuff like that, or like Pokemon, like Heart Gold. I remember going out for that one, just meeting people and talking about like stuff and talk about trading Pokemon and which one we're gonna do. And then for Wrath Lich King, you talk each other, get usernames, go online, see which server they're on and whatnot. And back then you couldn't really share servers or anything, but it would still be, you'd still add them as friends and stuff like that. Now servers don't really matter in that game. No. But it was just so fun, bro. Oh my God. I really hope they do that again.
Yeah, the only time I see midnight releases now was like the Switch 2 when that came out. Midnight release, but for consoles really is what it comes down to now. Its games are much less frequent, but that feels like one where people would be like, yeah, I'll go out and get it tonight at midnight. I need to pick it up. And that would be cool, because the system midnight releases feel way different than the game midnight releases. The system ones, you're just kind of there to get the hardware. You're trying to pick out accessories that you're going to get. But the game, if you're going out at midnight to a store for a game, you're probably a fan of that game, that franchise. So you got all these people together who are fans of it and probably just kind of hang out, talk for a bit about GTA or whatever, any other game. And that's just not something like back in the day. It was so frequent. We'd go out to Halo 2 midnight release, and then, but at the same time, a Call of Duty midnight release come up for Halo 3. Like Halo 3 is coming out, then Call of Duty, and it's like midnight release at the midnight release, and it's like tons of people back then would come out to these things. It just doesn't happen as often anymore. Nope. So
I still remember that in between time where things were starting to fall down. And I remember being so sad because I always had to like, it went to a point where it was like, oh, new games coming out. I know it's gonna have a midnight release. Just go there at GameStop. It got to a point where I had to start calling in to GameStop to see if they have a midnight release for it. I still remember that, feeling so terrible about that, man. But when it was automatic, it was so fun. It was so good. It was just like, okay, this is coming out on this date at midnight. It's like, all right, let me get that. Do you think the vibes would be different now, though? Like just you being a YouTuber, you know what I mean?
Oh, to like go to the midnight release?
Yeah. Do you think like a lot of people would recognize you, or I don't know, maybe the vibes would be a little off?
I've had that happen with some of them. Like I think most of them I've gone to recently, people would come up and say hi and talk and stuff, but it was kind of everyone's just kind of hanging out. There's like they're standing there waiting, like I'm not going anywhere, we're just kind of hanging out.
That's good.
I will say Switch 2, the line was pretty long at Best Buy, so it was no one really wanted to get out of line. Everyone just kind of had their chair set up and stuff, but it was cool. Usually people are cool at a lot of these things.
That's good. I haven't been to one, like I said, in 10 years. That's why I was like, I wonder how different it would be now. Like, if the vibes would be different.
I got some suggestions for you. Okay, so GTA 6, go out to the midnight release because most likely there will be one.
I genuinely hope it is.
A GameStop, a Best Buy, whoever has it, go out, see what you think. I think it'll be a lot of fun for you. Okay.
Yeah.
The next suggestion. Are you ready? All right. You stream a lot of games, right?
No.
I thought you did. I thought you streamed games. No?
I'm very bad at streaming. I usually just I play a lot of games, but I usually just YouTube. I've streamed before, right?
Okay.
But most of my content is short form content like skits on YouTube or Instagram or whatnot.
I mean, like on the second channel, right? If you end up doing a stream.
Oh, yes, I do. So I'll record the game and then put it up there.
Yeah.
I haven't streamed as much though.
If you want an easy, a good one to do, because you've revealed to me that you didn't go through Ocarina of Time back in the day.
Yeah,
dude, I'm telling you, Ocarina of Time.
Yeah,
you tell people you're playing through it for the first time, and they're like, dude, people love those, man. And Ocarina of Time still holds up. Still a very good game. Very good game.
I don't remember anything from it. Like I said, I think I played a little bit of 3DS, but this was during a time where I wasn't locked into the 3DS as much. I just recently got what's it called? The Ein Thor. Have you heard about that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have one. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just found out about it from this guy named Goliathon. It's a cool streamer dude who talked a few times, and he was just telling me about it. And I was like, what? So I was like, all right, this gives me a chance to play like 3DS game. Because, bro, you can't even get 3DS games anymore.
No,
like my friend is trying to do this, trying to get Pokemon Home, right? Because the new Pokemon Champions is coming out, right? So he's trying to go to 3DS to get Pokemon Bank. You can't even get it. You can't even get the games that you want to buy because the 3DS server is down and whatnot. So I'm like, well, how am I gonna play any of these games? I want to play Ocarina of Time, but I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you this, for Ocarina of Time, if you have like the Switch or NSO service, they have it right on there for the N64 app.
What? Oh, I did not know that. Okay, that's huge.
And it makes it really easy to stream it because you just plug it into capture card, HDMI, boom, and you can play it. And it looks pretty good there too.
It's probably emulated, right?
Yeah. But it's like Nintendo's emulator. They've been working on it over the past few years. It's gotten better.
Nice.
But it's an N64 game, but it's like cleaned up N64, so it looks good.
How did the controls work like on a Switch Pro though? Like, you know what I mean? Because it was the 64 controller is so different. Does it map pretty well?
It does, yeah. So they have like the left stick standard that would be the normal, because the N64 had one joystick. Then I believe the right stick can be like the C buttons, or you could remap them too. They have full remapping. So you could just play around with it from there. Or if you I have the N64 controller, so that makes it
that's pretty cool.
But that's it. People love those, and if you've never played it, dude, Ocarina of Time it holds up really well. It's still a very good traditional Zelda game.
I'm gonna check it out because I have actually been playing the Fire Emblem game with Ike. What's it called? Oh my god!
On the GameCube?
On the GameCube NSO, the
Path of Radiance.
Path of Radiance. There you go. And I love it. I'm like, yo, this is amazing. I didn't even think to look at any other game. I was like, I probably won't really. I know Pokemon the X just came out.
XD Gale of Darkness.
Yeah, Gale of Darkness.
That's a weird one.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I remember having fun with that. My friend had it on the GameCube, and I think when I went over to his house, I think I remember actually having fun. So I might try that out. I genuinely didn't even look for any other game on the NSO except for Path of Radiance because I was like, I love Fire Emblem, so I was like,
that's a good one. That is a good one.
I'm gonna go and check. Thank you for suggesting. I'm gonna go and check. Might play some Ocarina of Time.
They have Ocarina of Time and they have Majora's Mask on there. They both.
Oh, I remember liking Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask very good. It's a very dark Zelda game. Like the mood is like everyone's just doing their daily life while they're about to get crushed by the moon.
Yeah. It was a lot of anxiety in that game.
Yeah. So but Ocarina of Time classic, recommend it. Looking forward to the remake. I think it's gonna be cool this year. But the original still holds up well. But I appreciate you joining me today.
Man, no problem at all, bro. This was fun, bro. This was actually really fun. Yeah, sorry I missed the last one. I am terrible with that, but I'm glad I was able to come by today.
Yes, sir. You want to? Where can everyone find you? We got going on. What's coming up?
Oh yeah, hey, Mightykeef on YouTube, on Instagram, Twitter. I do skits. 3 to 5 minute skits on games and gaming related topics. I do shorts as well. Over there, and we just hit 700K. So we hit 700K like last month. I'm trying to push for 800K now, and that's just a journey. That's just a journey in hand. I appreciate it, and I appreciated John for having me up here, brother. And anytime you want me to come back, man, just hit me up.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Might be assembling a crew. We'll just do like one big recording at some point with a bunch of people.
Nice. Man.
We'll have some fun. So good stuff. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Check out Mightykeef. I got him linked down below in the description. We'll see you guys next time.
Excellent. Peace.